What we found when we moved to Fannin County is that you have a number of things working. You've got a high pregnancy rate, teen pregnancy rate. You have a lot of kids who have difficulties in their families. We all have dysfunctional families, but some of these kids are struggling with their home life. We also found that we have kids who need the support of an outside group outside their family. And there's no opportunity in the schools for them to learn about how to be a moral person, how to develop the character of a person that the community is going to value, honesty, integrity, and those types of things.
What we do for our youth is a tremendous investment in the future of the community, because we want the decision makers, the folks who are going to be in government, the people who are going to serve on the police force, the people who will be our medical doctors, the folks who will be on the juries, the folks who will be the judges and the attorneys. We want them to recognize the importance of truth, the importance of honesty, the importance of caring for your neighbor. And so instilling those values in our young people certainly is going to bode well for the future of this community, as people recognize that apart from Jesus, we really can't do what needs to be done for ourselves or one another, but that knowing Christ and living for Him, we can actually do things that are only possible as God gives us strength, like loving our neighbor. That's not something that comes naturally to man. The history of man is evidence that human nature is not always kind, not always charitable. And the law can tell us you will not shoot your neighbor. The law can tell us you will not hit your neighbor with a brick. But it's only God who is able to teach us to love our neighbor. And that's why we need for our young people to know Him and experience His power and grace.
So I see it as a supplement really to the educational process for these young people. Nothing takes the place of good parental involvement. And this center certainly doesn't aim to do that, nor does it want to do that. But I think it does provide some very necessary and fundamental training that really can address some of these issues that you mentioned, because we do live in a very challenging world. Here in our community, not only do we have the threat from time to time of violence, but we have a huge drug problem here, a huge methamphetamine epidemic in this area. And I think some of this type of training can be a real counter to that and can allow us in a very, very effective way to combat some of these problems.
It is an opportunity you cannot find many places. It really prepared me for college and just for the peer pressure and things that I have had to stand against ever since I took the course.
Well, it's important, first of all, for introducing Christ to the teens. And I know there are several denominations throughout this land, but if we can give them the fundamentals of Christ and how to be saved, that's the most important thing.